episode number 10, live here with Amanda. How you doing today, Amanda?
What a day. I'm good. But I'm like, I guess I'm antsy. What are you? How are you?
I'm confused. I'm
Yes,
feeling
me
very confused.
too.
I thought the playbook was there's a rate hike, and then every time there's a rate hike, the market goes down. But we just had another rate hike, the highest rates now in America in 22 years. We're now at 5.25% in America for interest rates, and 12 rate hikes out of 13 meetings now in America. And despite the fact that we're having another rate hike and the market is around all-time highs for all top three markets, Dow Jones, NASDAQ, and S&P 500, Microsoft around all-time highs, Apple around all-time highs, NVIDIA around all-time highs. We're seeing all-time highs all across the board. The market is going up.
Yeah,
Dow Jones is up for 13 days in a row. Another streak, the hottest streak since 2017. So I'm confused.
So am I. I'm like waiting. I'm literally banking literally on the market going down. And honestly, Howell's still speaking right now, but I want to share a fun fact with you that I found. And it's not really so fun, but listen to this. So for anyone getting a new credit card, so not affecting those with like previous accounts, but in February of 2022, so a year ago,
yeah,
rates on new credit cards were 14.6%. Do you want to know what they are as of last week? 24.2%.
Oh my goodness.
Wowzers. That's what credit card rates are.
Can you imagine paying 24% on your credit card?
No.
That's crazy.
And when rate hikes go up, people pay more on their credit cards. So we're going to look at those charts later, though.
They're paying more for everything. Car loans, student loans, credit cards, lines of credit, mortgages. It goes across the board.
Yeah, it totally does. So I'm confused as well. We got to look at the chart because I can't handle not looking right now.
This has been the year where everybody expected the market would crash, and it's done the complete opposite. The market's been on fire. Bitcoin's been on fire. And in the face of massive rate hikes, the market continues to stay on fire. So it doesn't make a lot of sense. You have to assume things will change.
A big part of me thinks this is going to come down in a hot minute. And if not now, tomorrow. It really does. Because
part of me thinks it will, but it just doesn't look like it's going to.
Well, this just happened though. So here's what I was looking at. So Powell spoke right about here, and we exploded up. Yeah, we exploded up. It's come down quite a bit off that already. So here was our launch area, and then here is our top. So yeah, we're coming down on that. So let's check how the VIXs are doing before we do anything else.
Let's go.
Because I was really strongly considering taking a position on the SDAO, and I literally have my Quest Trade account open on my phone here, just in case. Because I don't know, something in me said this could be fun. I kind of want a piece of this. So I'm ready to put an order in if need be. But I expected this would be flying right now, which is why I'm signed in. What the heck? So
well, that's the thing, right? The market is not doing what anybody thought it would do. And that's what it's been doing all year. Everybody predicted this year would be a market meltdown. Instead, the market's been melting up. Everybody thought we would have tough earnings. Companies are reporting record earnings.
Yes.
So the market's not doing what everybody thought it would do. So what's happening is we've got the highest rates in 22 years. At the same time, the market is on fire, stocks and crypto. Something has to give.
Right.
Something has to give. People are struggling. They're paying more interest than ever. People are going to start going bankrupt. People are going to stop paying their credit cards.
Yeah.
People are going to have to walk away from their cars and their mortgages and their homes, and people are not going to be able to pay it. Like, I know people that used to pay $3,000 a month for their mortgage. Now they're paying $6,000 a month. How long can they continue to pay $6,000 a month? They're going to be forced to sell their homes.
That's your whole income almost after tax for like one person.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
Wowzers. But you know what? I know it's not bad.
What's that?
The price of oil. How do you like them apples?
Price of oil's been doing really well. Can't complain.
I know. You know, we called this just like butter. And however, I expected to see 80 while we were live because I expected the Dow to come down. Like, for real, I'm so confused. I think it's on a teeter. It's coming down a bit, but still not so much.
I think what it is, I'm going to give you my opinion why it's going up. I think it's been baked in. Everybody knew
this is what they're all saying. Yeah.
Yeah, they all knew they were going to do another rate hike. There's no surprise here. Everybody knew another rate hike was coming.
Still
so that wasn't a surprise. So I think it's baked in. My issue is that Powell is trying to find every reason why he needs to continue to do rate hikes.
Yeah, but you want to know something that I thought was interesting when I heard Powell speaking? And like, literally, usually when this happens, it's like an hour before we come live. So the whole market is digested. I think right now, oh, look, the US 30 is coming down. Oh, look who might be right again.
It's still green though. It's still green though.
I know, but I mean, it's down to 0.3. It was at the 0.5 like a hot minute ago. So I don't know if you heard this, but I thought this was so great because I've had this list. I work on our list all week long, depending on what's coming up, right?
Yeah.
And it was funny because when I was preparing today's list, I was basing it on Powell rocking the markets. I was expecting a sale, which it seems that I might still be correct because now we're down to 0.29. Anyways, I really think that I'm still correct. I think we're getting a sale. Look at this. Woo!
I mean, that's what would make sense.
Here we go.
Right? But the market just continues to be resilient in almost every single negative potential situation that's happened this year. The market has been extremely resilient.
I know. And like, since we've been doing like helping people learn how to trade and doing trading club and whatnot, one thing that we normally see is it's not easy to make money in the summer. Like, it's not. In the stock market, it's not easy to make money in the summer. Anyways, it's not been so difficult this year at all.
Yeah, it's been a great year for investing. There's no doubt about it.
But when I was making today's list, what I was doing was I was thinking, okay, well, where else is like the max that we make the money in July and August? And I like to keep, oh, I'm so right. It's going red. Ow! Anyways, watch, it's coming. But let me finish what I'm saying. Okay, anyways, when I made this list, I was like, where else can we make money? And I thought, this is the entertainment. This is the summertime. It's a season of entertainment. So I checked out stats. Turns out that Las Vegas and the casinos are the busiest in the month of July.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. People on vacation.
So now that we've covered travel stocks, we've done airline, we've done hotels. One thing we didn't focus on is casinos. Also, since I'm looking to be correct and the Dow is like seconds from going red, because we're at 0.13 now, look at all this red. Seconds. Now that we're close to being red, let me see if I can put my order in on that S-Dow. Oh, snap. I'm getting excited. Anyways, I just think that the casino stocks are at epic proportions. Let me enter my order.
Oh, look at that drop. Holy moly.
I just entered an order on the S-Dow.
So you want something crazy? Powell's all over the place. Now he's saying we are no longer forecasting a recession. I'm
Because
like,
is that it? Because he's gonna hike rates and then pause them to get
so you know that if he
again?
says we're not forecasting a recession, that there probably will be a recession because everything is always the opposite of what everybody says. That's kind of what the market is lately. It's like
Got it.
just do the opposite of what you're supposed to do, and you'll probably be okay.
You
Like
see this, bro?
I see it, I'm watching it. It's
0.09.
crazy. I mean, that's what I thought was going to happen. So it's
Same.
like a sneak attack. It's like they
Was
want you to think it's going to go up. So you buy, you go and you momentum trade and you buy, and then they
no.
short you, and then you get
Oh
caught.
my
Sucks,
God, that's a
right?
lot of red. Trading View can't handle it.
Wow. That's a massive candle.
Rich TV, are you there?
Oh, yeah, I'm here. Well, you can't hear me?
Hello?
You can't hear me?
Oh, now I can. I lost you for
Okay.
a second.
Yeah, I'm here.
We're gonna see an 80 oil.
Is oil climbing right now?
It is. We're coming back up. Oh my goodness. So when everything went green, I thought this can't be.
Yeah, it did. Like we started the show saying none of this makes any sense, right?
Didn't. But I didn't have time to digest. And I was trying to tell myself, I can't be wrong because it just doesn't make sense. I don't think that was all baked in. We were still busting new highs left and right. And then I was starting to see the NASDAQ go up. And then it came down and everything else was up. And that was really wrong too. So it just didn't make sense. Yeah, look at oil's coming up. 78.83. There's a secret stock that I don't put on these lists for Rich TV Live purposes because it's his little secret stash that I introduced him to. And he's very excited that he's in the green on that one with a great big, almost 30% dividend. Pretty great, right?
Oh, yeah. I can't complain. I'm very happy.
You have to be in our trading club to know about that one. But regardless, when oil hits that 80, which this is what should absolutely rock it up. This is why we have a lot of oil stocks on here. There's a lot of catalysts for that. There's a lot saying that because supply and demand is tightening so much, especially over the next quarter. This was something Andrea in our trading club was saying, where's the dividend stocks you're looking at next? For me, it's the oil stocks over the next quarter. You can hold them, you can get a nice ramp on them, and you can pick up some mailbox money in the meantime until this all settles out. Because we have to remember that Powell didn't just rule out another. He said, oh, we're going to take it. This is his quote. We're going to take it meeting by meeting. I won't commit to not doing it, and I won't commit to doing it.
One thing
Spoken
that he
like a true
said,
politician.
yeah, and one thing that he said that really bothered me is that he said, "Oh yeah, we had a really good number with the 3% inflation," and he didn't want to acknowledge that. He just said, "Oh, we had a really good number," and in the past we've seen that you can have one good number and then it goes back up. Like, what are you trying to say, bro? Like, you went from 9% to 3%. It's clearly going down. It's not going to bounce back to 5%, especially after you just raise rates yet again. Like, let's be honest. We're going to 2%. We're probably going lower than 2%.
That's right. And I think we will go lower because he did say, like, depending on the data will be how aggressive he will be. Now, when we were starting today, I was like, I wanted to show the VIX because I figured the volatility list would be like the trades of the day, but then wasn't so sure. Anyways, I'm now in one of them. Very excited. Cool green already. The SQQQ is shorting the NASDAQ and it's growing.
Yes.
Which is odd because the NAS has been winning because the NAS is always winning these days.
Yeah, it's been on fire all year. NASDAQ's on fire. I think the NASDAQ's up like 30 or 40% this year. Like ridiculous. Like
it seems like it doesn't matter
ridiculous.
what happens, it just goes higher. And even if it gets affected minimally and then it still goes higher.
Yeah.
Because
we live in a world of technology. Everything is technology. Everything's tech. NASDAQ is the tech sector index. So yeah, obviously living in a tech world, AI is huge now. NASDAQ's going to benefit. And all these bigger companies are using the word AI in every single conference call they do with shareholders to ensure and make sure that people hear that word so that they go and buy the stock.
You got it.
I personally, I don't buy it. I think it's just BS. I can't get into that type of promotion, because to me it's promotion.
Yeah.
You're full of like, what's AI really doing to help your business? You're just using it in a conference call to get someone to buy your stock.
What about like the slimy thing that Hive did? Like just
I
changing your
think a lot of them are doing
it.
it.
Used to be a Bitcoin miner. Like what?
Yeah, no, hey, that was a slimy
Who are
thing.
you?
That's why I won't buy that stock. I never liked them anyways, but I'm seeing the biggest companies in the world do this now. Microsoft and Google are using the word AI in every single conference.
Yeah, but they're actually using AI.
No, I
They're
know,
actually
but they're
doing it.
using the word AI more than they're using AI just
I
to
know,
pump up their stock.
But did you see that Biden said he's going to be putting some, I don't know, watchdogs on AI for reasons?
I don't give a damn what Biden has to say. Biden doesn't even know what day of the month it is.
If he did know, he wouldn't know how to tell you, because the man
I can't listen to anything that Biden has to say.
Nah,
there's zero value in anything he ever has to say.
that he's giving selling trade secrets.
And then we got a president that everybody thinks is like already like half dead in America, and running the most powerful country in the world, which makes no sense. And then we have another prime minister here in Canada that has the worst record of a prime minister in 55 years, and yet he's still our prime minister.
Was there ever a bad one? Who was before that? Who was the bad one?
Harper was the last one that we had, right?
No, but you said in 55 years, the worst one. So who was the last bad one?
I don't know who the last worst one is. I don't think
there was. Like, I don't think
there can be worse than Trudeau. This guy's had everybody in his party starting to resign. People are resigning around him everywhere. Everyone knows that this reign is going to end. That's why people are resigning around him. People are staying away from this guy. Everybody knows he's toxic. Everybody knows he's toxic. I mean, if you're voting for this guy, I mean, I don't even know what to say about you as a person, but it's terrible. It's terrible what's happening, where we've got government that we put into power and nobody likes these people. Nobody respects these people. Nobody understands these people. And yet they're the ones that are calling the shots. They're the ones pulling the strings. Yeah. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. It's a very crazy time.
So the SPX has gone red, just so you know.
All right. Well, US 30 still holding some green.
No, it went down. It's just having a little bit of a test on the fall, but I think it's coming down. I really do. I think it is. I mean, the Russell 2000, this is where I think everybody comes out and play, because this is bargain town, right? Like all the stocks in the Russell 2000 right now are bargain town. So if we have a mini recession, as they speak of, it's going to be so good. Because remember the last mini recession we had, which was named COVID? This small
where the market was on fire.
You got it.
That time too.
Right.
I don't know.
We're seeing fireballs bust out. It's just, if you're narrow focused and you're not paying attention to more than one market, then you're just not a very good investor.
I just can't see how anyone can honestly say we're in a recession when the housing market's on fire, stocks are on fire, crypto's on fire, everything's on fire, and we're in a recession. Right. I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
I think the only recession left to be had is real estate. So
yeah, well, real estate has not been going down here. If anything,
it has in other places. I read a report today about Toronto. Prices are down 8.9% already.
8%, nothing when they're up 100% in 3 years.
Yeah, but say it is what it is. But regardless of that, Bitcoin's due for a little correction. Don't think it's dramatic. So it's in a downtrend, but I mean, hey, Powell just rocked our world. So I can see it's going to have a little correction, and then everyone is just going to buy it right back up. So buckle up, get ready to double down.
There's been some
Ethereum doesn't look bad at all.
there's been some crazy expectations on Bitcoin from some of these institutions.
I
Have you
know,
been seeing-
I heard some 180s today and I was
yeah,
like,
like there's institutions saying that Bitcoin's going to 180. There's some saying
institutions that
120.
never knew Bitcoin a year ago, and all of a sudden they have these great big predictions.
Did you see the statistic where BlackRock a few years ago came out and said that you should allocate 1% of your portfolio to Bitcoin? Have you
Yeah,
seen
but
now
then
what
last year
BlackRock?
Fidelity said up to 15%.
Yeah, but have you seen the new number that BlackRock has reported now?
Mm-mm.
84.9%.
Whoa!
BlackRock is saying you should allocate 84.9% of your portfolio.
Of your
to Bitcoin.
portfolio.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh my God, that's
Can you
all the more
believe,
reason
like,
for Coinbase.
what is
You know,
that?
me and
Like-
Andrea are both tapping Coinbase.
What
Like,
is
I
that
never
though?
thought I was
Like,
going to buy it, but when that little bugger gets down to my buy zone, hell yeah, I am.
how can you say that though? That's just a crazy number.
Yes.
84% of your money should go into Bitcoin. This
They
is the
want to get
largest
that
asset
multi-trillions
manager.
in their ETF.
BlackRock is the largest asset manager in the world.
Uh-huh.
If they were to allocate 80% of their customers' funds to Bitcoin, they'd be putting about $8 trillion into Bitcoin.
Well, they were already saying that they were trying to say they were going to put 11 or 13 trillion into it.
Like,
And
that's
that's the
no
only way they
joke.
can,
That's
they
a
don't
lot
manage
of
that
money.
much.
That's a lot of money that they're going to be allocating to Bitcoin. So we know
Yes.
that this price is going to skyrocket.
That's right.
Question is, are you in for the win? 'Cause if
Hell
you're
yeah,
not
I
in-
am.
I know you are, and you know I am. But if I'm talking to you, the people that are watching, if you're not in on Bitcoin, you're going to miss out on the greatest single investment opportunity of your lifetime.
This is
And
the
just
new
don't
world.
say that we didn't warn you, because we've been talking about it nonstop for years.
That's right.
For years.
Yeah, like pretty soon it's going to be like good luck functioning without Bitcoin. Like that's what it's going to be.
Well, have you heard?
Speaking
Have
of
you
good
heard?
luck functioning without, holy snap, Tilray. Did
Have
you
you
see?
have you heard that there are all kinds of different politicians coming out and saying they want the US dollar backed by Bitcoin?
Yes.
Can you imagine having the US dollar backed by Bitcoin?
Yes, and all these politicians
Oh
are going to have
my
Bitcoin in their
goodness.
right. Yeah, and if the BRICS starts using, if the BRICS countries who collaboratively actually have a larger GDP than the G7, just for the record, yes, they do. If they start trading in Bitcoin, then the US has no choice but to be backed by Bitcoin.
Hey, make it happen. America, make it happen. And meanwhile, Trudeau was making fun of El Salvador's president when he was investing in Bitcoin. And that was when Bitcoin was down. But now Trudeau says nothing about the fact that Bukele is invested, the president of El Salvador, in Bitcoin. Why? Because Bitcoin's on fire and Trudeau has nothing to say about it now. And I was talking about this last year and I was like, why doesn't the Canadian government invest in Bitcoin? Why doesn't the US government invest in Bitcoin? If they had taken all of those billions that they sent to Ukraine and put into Bitcoin, they would have already doubled.
Exactly. So,
and I'm not saying they aren't going to benefit from Ukraine, because we know the Ukraine, when they're investing billions of dollars in the Ukraine, they want Ukraine's land. Canada and America are going after Ukraine's land, folks. So when they're giving $8 billion, Canada is, and US even more, to the Ukraine, they are buying Ukraine's land. Understand that. That's an investment, folks. That's an investment. That
but don't
land
worry,
is a
because Russia's
strategic
making
piece
sure
of
that everyone
land.
starves. Did you see that?
Bill Gates said years ago that the agricultural land in the Ukraine is better than America.
And Bill Gates is buying up all the agricultural land.
So why would America and Canada be buying Ukraine? Because they want the agricultural land.
Right, because Bill Gates is growing meat in labs and they want to own all the land so you can't grow real meat. So that
That's right. He's also got half of America's land. He owns half of America's farmland.
But he doesn't have to buy it from Trudeau because Trudeau's just burning it all. So, you know.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation for another day. But anyway, let's get into the stocks. We're almost halfway through.
Let's get into the stocks while we're at it. Enough about the world falling apart. We're still making money.
Well, the
But
world's
one
falling
thing
apart. Everything's on fire. Nothing's falling apart. Housing's on fire. Stocks are on fire.
Okay, but
Crypto's on
focus on the
fire.
stocks.
Interest rates are on fire. Everything's on fire.
The stocks are on fire, yo. Look at Tilray. Tilray,
Full
up
disclosure, I do own Tilray.
15.7%.
I do own Tilray. Nice day for them. Very excited about
Right?
that. Did you see their
So-
earnings? Did you see their earnings?
Yeah, they killed it.
184 million for the quarter.
That's right.
30 million more than the estimate.
Right, 30 million. That just shows that mental health in North America has gone to crap and everyone's just smoking their brains out.
Well, we
Bless
know
you
people are smoking
all.
their brains out here in Canada, that's for sure.
Bless you all.
You got to do something to deal with Trudeau.
I want to resurrect. I don't mean to toot the horn, but I have to. I told you guys about this one last week. Last Wednesday, I said, watch out for EPF. It's going to rocket. And then boom, it did for 92%.
Whoa, nice call. My
Right.
goodness. Good
Right?
job. Look at that.
So just want to show you that. And then this is the one that takes my breath away. How much and how often have I been telling you I needed XPEV?
Hey, it's another one of those electric vehicle plays.
It's the
with a tight
Chinese.
float.
They pretty much have cornered the Chinese market. We must be red because I'm green on my S now.
Oh, nice. Very good.
So anyways, this baby has been rocketing, like rocketing. So anyways, it's had a crazy, crazy week, like an absolutely crazy week. I'll show you in a second. Take it 7 days ago, we wrote here, 62%. And I didn't even get a piece of it because I was hoping for a dip because Rivian dipped.
There's
All
been
the
no
others
dip.
dipped.
This whole year, the market's been going up straight. There's no dip.
And
What
now,
dip? There's been no
So,
dip. This
but one
has
thing
been like
is,
straight up all
when I was
year.
looking for a dip on XPEV, here's what it looks like. It looks like this. And I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna dip. Because I thought I was gonna come back to that, and it's all on camera, unfortunately. I thought I was gonna come back to this like $11, $12 mark. And that little mofo went up to 22 without me. But now look at Rivian's chart.
Oh, Rivian. Look at Rivian, eh?
It looks
Rivian
like it's gonna do an
finally broke that $25, $26 resistance that's been holding it down.
Right, so look what XPEV did, which is really not much difference. Here was XPEV look like, and then bam, it just ripped. And to me, Rivian looks like XPEV did before it broke out.
Yep. 100% agree with you there.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna have a pullback on XPeng and it's gonna move into Rivian because that is just ridiculous juicy to me. So doesn't look like the dip is coming on the EVs. I think it's gonna break out. Google, nice earnings.
Big earnings for Google, 70 billion for the quarter.
Well done.
Not a bad
Well
quarter.
done.
Like, to put that in perspective, Tesla is doing 24 billion a quarter. Google did 74 billion for the quarter. Google is an absolute monster.
Yes.
Absolute monster. And they own YouTube.
28.5% on XPeng.
Don't forget, they own YouTube. You know, Google's a beast and they ain't going to stop anytime soon.
So Meta's reporting aftermarket.
Meta's been another one of those rockets. We've argued about this and they haven't stopped.
Yeah,
all
but
year
they're
either.
reporting, so let's see how it goes. Okay, how are we doing on oil and US 30? Let's check. Same. Okay, so we waited all this time to see if we'd break through oil. Now, if we get another rate hike, that takes us to September 20th.
Yes.
So September 20th is a day to make sure you mark on your calendars, because that's the next time we see this politician Powell speak. However, if we do see the US 30 go and stay red, which it looks like it wants to, it could take until tomorrow. Like, I mean, last time we saw this, it wasn't so red in the day, and then the next day, bam.
I personally think everything is way overbought. I'm not buying anything right now.
No.
I'm sitting back waiting for some
I
type
bought
of
the S Dow. I'm shorting the US 30 right now.
Yeah, I just feel like everything is really high
Mhm.
and we have to come down at some point. I feel like
Exactly.
we could go higher because there's so many catalysts coming, like Bitcoin halving, There's an election in the US coming. So there's so many catalysts, maybe the end of rate hikes eventually here soon.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of catalysts coming. So the market might just keep going up, but I'm not going to be the one buying at the top, waiting to go higher than all-time highs. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
No,
last year
we
I
have
was
to
buying.
be fluid. We have
Last
to
year I was
move with the
buying
market.
like crazy. This year I've been a seller. I've been holding my crypto, but I've been selling my stocks that have been high. But I've been holding my crypto due to the fact that the Bitcoin halving is a massive catalyst. So I feel like Bitcoin's going to go much higher.
Well, I've been trading, and I mean, not full force, but I've definitely been snacking my way along. But
yeah, I mean, I've been trading. I've been selling. I've been selling all my winners. And
when we're talking though on where we're going to make money in the next quarter, we have to start thinking of who made money in the summer and what's going to report to us in early fall. Because that's where the money we put in now is going to pay us then. That gets us through this little rate hike time or volatility of it, because you just left everybody in fear. And we're just waiting for that to settle in, right?
Yep.
Also, we're coming into the time where oil is at its best price and we have tightening supply and demand, which means it's going to get juicy in the oil sector.
I agree with that. You know, oil, typically the price of oil and gas goes up in the winter as people are heating their homes. It's the summertime. People are spending less money on their homes heating because they're outdoors more and it's warmer. So typically the winter is the time to play oil and gas. So I agree with you. Now's the time to invest, to position yourself for the next run up in the next 6 months.
That's right. Because this is the time that most people that have been trading it are out of it because they're not thinking about it. We want to be in when they're not thinking about it. So when they come back and remember, oh yeah, I have all this stuff to buy. We're already in when it creeped up, and we're in good before it creeped up, because it's all about where you position yourself. Now, Andrea in our trading club, she had said, she actually DM'd me earlier in the week and she said, she has quite a bit of profits because she's been trading successfully all year.
Great.
And she said, I know. And she said, I now want to put those in a high yield stock. So Andrea, this next one's, get out your pen. You too, Rich TV, get out your pen.
Oh, I always have my pen ready. Don't worry, it's in my hand.
A couple of these you're going to recognize, but when I bust out the mother load, I think I'm going to be looking for a position in one of these to take me through to that October area, October, Christmas time when the run up comes.
See, for me now, I'm looking for deals that have not gone up while everybody else has.
That's right. Where can you park your money when the volatility is in play?
There's a couple that I got my eye on. If there's more time at the end, I want you to look at them. But there's two specifically that I really like that have been down all year and last year, and I think at some point have to go higher. So
what sector are they?
Well, they're Disney and PayPal.
Oh, okay, we'll get into those. I believe PayPal is going to do the same. So
I just feel like they're so down and beat up that at some point they have to go higher. Everything else has gone up except for Disney and PayPal. And Disney and PayPal are great.
Can we get into those in the end? Because first I want to go into these.
Yeah. It just feels like out of everything that's up right now, they're the only two that are actually still down all year.
Yeah, I actually think that I agree with you. But I'm so excited to show you my new finds.
Show me. Let's go.
Take us through this.
What are you waiting for?
Quarter.
Let's go.
Now, this is like a good time, not a long time, guys. This is to get us through the Powell BS, okay? So I know that Shell looks high, and I don't usually like to buy high, but $62 is not high. It's 3.41% dividend, but Shell has been like expanding into the whole world. Like Shell is into Bitcoin. Shell is into, well, there's Shell, so they're oil and gas. Shell is also doing EV charging. I think they have a lot to go. But just on the oil point, Shell. Now, Enbridge is only at $49. Look at this juicy chart.
Setting up for a nice buy for sure.
7.19% dividend, in case anybody forgets.
Dividend's massive. Wow.
That's right. And to me, this is like the bottom. This is the time of the year that they bottom out, and it's looking juicy from here. So if you just want to sit, instead of sit in cash and you don't make any money, you might as well sit somewhere where you're going to collect a dividend. All right. I think MRO, Marathon Oil, is really looking good. It's actually busting out already. It's like, it's already broken out, retested, and it's on a bust out. So weak dividend though, 1.4. Exxon, everybody knows Exxon is a beast, but the chart is looking juicy because Exxon never stays down. You usually only just get a little rip. So if you're looking for a nice, like, 20% just for holding, thanks for coming out, Exxon's looking good. Occidental, nice pullback. It's been a long time to wait for that to pull back and break out, but it's looking juicy. So Occidental looks good. I think it's a good parking spot if you're looking for where to go when the volatility comes. ConocoPhillips, oldie and a goodie. I'm not going to stay too far in, but look at it. It's already breaking out. So these guys all take their turns. So if you missed one, catch one that I just said. The nice thing about YouTube is you can press pause and go back. But seriously, look at that. And there's no reason it's breaking out, not on the others. But here's the juicy. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, PXD.
PXD.
Pioneer Natural Resources. They're oil.
Okay.
I know that they're $220, but don't let that stress you out because it's just a pullback from 286. So it has a 33% upside to their pretty recent high. See that dividend?
10.57%.
You got it.
Wow.
Paid
I like
quarterly.
that. Paid quarterly. I like that. That's
Yes,
juicy.
sir. Their next earnings is August 1st. I don't really think that matters so much because it's summertime. So I don't expect it to be spectacular. But I think if you're looking for a position, August 1st would be the time to look to position yourself because chances are they're not going to have an exciting earnings because it's the summer months. So that's my knowledge on that one. All right, VLO. This is one that I think we all know about, but don't come back to often enough. Only a 3.2% dividend, but again, they're a powerhouse. And they've already broken out, but not so much. They've just kind of like showing their go. I mean, we got close to 20% in that over the next quarter, or maybe more. Yes. Energy transfer. I never heard of this until recently. I don't give a damn that it's already at a high. I don't, because it's only $13. They're pipelines. So it isn't even a matter of how much did they use. It's if those babies are flowing, they get paid. 9.3% dividend. Do you know this one already?
No, I'm writing it down.
There we go. So I think we have some wicked potential in these guys.
I'm always writing down everything that I don't know or I don't have on my watch list, constantly trying to add new picks to my watch list, new companies to learn about, new companies to watch, new companies to identify. So every time you do your session, I always write everything down and every new pick down, and then I add it to my watch list. So my watch list is ever growing and ever expanding. And then with that, I feel like my knowledge of the market is ever growing and ever expanding every single week. Just, I honestly feel like I'm at the point now where I can confidently say that I feel like I'm probably on a different level than the average investor when it comes to understanding the markets and stocks and crypto.
Yeah,
because
when
I'm
you spend
watching
your
the
time being
market.
minted, you know.
Because I'm watching the market 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Like I feel like I'm really in tune with what's going on in the market. And that's not even a competitive thing. It's just because I've like dedicated my life to it. So once you dedicate your life to the markets and you really just get into the matrix and you live it every day, you start to understand the ebbs and flows of it. You start to see patterns, you start to see trends, and you start to get in front of them. And that's kind of what I've been able to do this year. So I'm really excited about that. But, you know, last year when everything was down and everybody was panicking, I was buying all year. And I told everybody, and I told everybody that was a buying opportunity. Meanwhile, everyone was panicking and running for the hills. And I was buying all year. So I've been sitting back, really relaxing all year, not really breaking a sweat and making money on all of my investments I made last year.
Yeah.
It's been tremendous. And my crypto portfolio's doubled without having
Well,
to
that's
touch
just
it.
the beginning. Crypto is just recovering. Like it's doubled, but this is only the beginning.
That's
Like
what
when
I'm
you
saying,
take
and
a
I
look at
haven't
the
even
old-time
touched
charts
it.
on crypto, we're so far on the bottom still that you can't even read it. So I wouldn't worry so much about where that's going to go because it's going to be more than double real soon.
Oh, I'm not worried. And it's just interesting to watch your portfolio grow without actually making any changes or additions at all. I haven't
Well,
even
I'm
touched
making
it.
some additions and they're going to be some high energy, like some of these oil stocks with a nice dividend. Because when oil starts to get a little bit more juicy, as it will, because this is the time to buy. Okay, look at Coterra Energy. It's only at $27,
Okay.
7.73% dividend.
CTRA, Katera Energy.
Yeah.
Ooh, 7.71.
Yes.
I like
7.73
that.
with an upside of 53%.
I love dividends. Ever since I started getting into dividend investing, I started realizing, like, why didn't I do this sooner?
It's mailbox money. It's a
I
safe
get the opportunity to make money to hold, which I like to hold anyways.
Yeah.
And because the longer you hold, the bigger upside you get.
Mm-hmm.
And if the stock goes up, I can just sell it.
Exactamente.
I got two ways to make money with a dividend stock. Why didn't I do this sooner? It's something I think about all the time. Like, why wasn't I doing this sooner?
I know. It's because, you know what, when you're in your early days, because I did the same thing, you're looking for those smaller stocks for the big bumps, but then you get so tired of the roller coasters. If I'm up, I'm down, I'm up, I'm down. You're like, where can I put something to have some stability in my life?
Yes.
So to me, it's mailbox money. You get paid just for holding and it's a surprise.
100%.
Okay, Halliburton. Halliburton has a weak dividend, but I don't care about that. They're a monster in the oil fields and they have a 97% upside from these levels.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's nice. I like that.
And this is my last one. Marathon just doesn't stop. It's a gift that keeps giving. I can't say it's going to dip, but it's only $130. So when you look at everything else and you look at like the climate that we're in right now, it's an effing monster. Anyways, enough about the oil. The only thing else that you can think of. Okay, so when I'm like, where else can we juice out some green at the end of a summer? At the end of a green summer, where Powell just hikes rates, where can we mark out some green? And here's what I realized. It turns out that July is the top month, like the #1 month for casinos making income.
People on vacation, going to the casino, going to Vegas.
That's right. So it seems, looking at this chart, I'm not the only one that knows this, but I won't forget it because it's now every July is in my calendar as casino month. So I think as long as we're positioning ourselves in these Las Vegas casino months for all these people that are stressed about inflation and want that little extra bump and they take their asses down to Vegas and gamble a little. Dun, 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 dun. How do you like them apples?
Yeah, that chart looks juicy.
Doesn't it?
I love it when you see a trend reversal and then a breakout.
Mm-hmm.
That is the type of chart I like to look for. You know, you buy a dip, but you want to wait for a trend reversal because you don't want to buy a falling knife. So you want to wait for the trend to reverse and start to go in the other direction with huge potential gap to fill, which is what you see right there. I know you call it the Scoopy thing, but it's kind of like a
thing, but it's
kind of like a backwards hockey stick.
Yes. So when I started making this list, I was like, wow, you guys all have a juicy momentum. So honestly, if I can tell you anything, when you have like a seasonal sector, mark it in your calendar as a yearly event so that these things come up. So this is in my calendar, and every year now in July, early July, not at the end of July, I'll be buying up these casino stocks. So this is BYD, Boyd Gaming. They're a casino stock as well. Their Scoopy thing is pretty freaking explosionary.
Wow.
Right?
$5 to $70.
Yes.
What a beast.
Yes, and it doesn't seem like it's going to stop because they've been expanding like cray
More
cray.
than a 10x. Missed that one.
Same. Then we have MGM. MGM is a monster of all monsters. And they're also affiliated with Caesar as well, right? So Monster of all monsters only at $50. And again, they're going to be reporting their highest time of the year real soon. So Wynn Resorts is not just Las Vegas. That's the cool thing about Wynn. I've bought and sold Wynn lots of times. It's been one of my favorites. Week dividends, so don't worry so much about that. But the thing about Wynn is they've expanded globally. So they have like all the Las Vegas casinos and resorts, but they also have residence hotels. Like they have hotels everywhere. Almost like a timeshare, but not quite a timeshare. And they're next level. So anyways, they do well off that. Their upside is juicy. They're starting a breakout. So they have between like 80 to 140%.
Can I just say something real quick?
Yeah.
So there's an analyst on CNBC right now, Jeffrey Gundlach, who says that data will not show that a further rate hike will be needed, which is what we're trying to say. Like if we're at 3% now and you just increase rates again, the next meeting should show 2% inflation.
Right.
So if it does show 2% inflation, what would be the reason at that point for them to hike rates yet again?
The reason would be that Canada did it as a safe hold and Europe did it as a safe hold, so we will as well.
I know, but if it's at 2%, there's no reason to increase rates again. This is what
there wasn't a reason for Canada to increase rates again after they got their inflation down, but they still did.
Yeah, but Canada's inflation isn't at 2%.
Fair.
It's at 4%.
Well, they said they were going to stop, but they didn't. I don't think they will. I think they're jerks.
No, but I just think that, like, let's just think logically here. Let's just say in a perfect world that the next time we see a CPI report, we get down to 2% inflation, right?
Okay.
Imagine in September if Powell says, we're at the 2% inflation mark. We're not increasing rates anymore unless we see it get back over 2%. Imagine what that would do for the markets.
They're going to be ridiculously amazing.
Could you imagine? So I'm thinking there's a chance of that. Like I'm more thinking it probably will be another 0.25 just because that's just what the direction seems like they're going regardless.
But if it's the last one, then that's the last one. That should be all that matters.
But that could, but what I'm saying is this could be the last rate hike.
It could be.
Technically, because we're at 3%. They want to get to 2%. They just raised rates again. We're probably going to show 2%.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
Show 2%,
I don't know. I can't feel optimistic as you. I don't feel optimistic as you. I think you left it open to say.
Well, I didn't like how Powell was like, oh yeah, we had a really good read at 3%. So he finally admitted 3% is good, right?
Yeah.
9% was really, really bad. And he talked about that in nauseum. But now we're at 3%, and you're not mentioning how great that is because we just brought it down.
But what he keeps saying is he wants to see if it's sustainable. So
exactly.
I think if
so he's saying it was a good number.
He's going to be like, oh, well, I can't determine if it's sustainable if I only do one. Let me do two, and then we can measure it.
But that's what I think bringing the rates up has taken it down from 9% to 3%, and you just brought the rates up yet again, it's going to go lower.
Clearly things are healthier. Like he was called on it during his talk, and you can go back and listen. It was just before we came live. One of the reporters had said, well, consumer spending is clearly up, like ticket sales and entertainment sales have all been skyrocketing.
People are spending money, people are traveling.
Clearly up. Don't you think that should contribute to you not raising rates again? And he's like, oh, we're just going to have to see the data first. So to me, I think he's going to do something slimy.
It's just weird that he made a comment about it. We had a great reading. Well, if we had a great reading, that means that inflation is back under control, buddy. Yeah. Because we took it from 9% to 3%. Recognize that. And if you just raise the rates yet again, chances are the next CPI report
I
is going
think
to be
he wants to
2%.
pat himself. I don't think he wants to stop at 2. I think he wants to keep going to say, oh, we just need to have a buffer. But I got to
Oh
go
my
through this
goodness.
list because I have some really good stuff I want to share
Okay,
with you.
keep going, keep going. Let's go, let's go. We got 10 minutes.
Penn Entertainment. Do you know this one?
Yes, Penn Gaming.
Holy snappin'. Their chart is at $26. They had a 2021 high of 140.
Yeah, that chart
Gaming is
looks
alive
juicy.
and well.
That chart looks juicy.
Not only that, look at their last earnings. So here was Q4 2022, and look at this huge jump.
Surprised the stock didn't move. That's weird.
Isn't that crazy? So
I'm gonna
I
look
think
into that
was
one because
just
that chart looks
pandemic
juicy.
enclosures because nobody was out because they weren't allowed out. And then they opened and then bam,
Wow.
revenue flowing. So it seems that the stock didn't bump up because people wanted to see if it would hold. So as long as the next one holds, which is August 9th. So I think we have like a week to position ourselves in this thing before they post earnings.
Well, if they post good earnings, you can definitely see this thing explode. That's for sure.
That's what I'm saying. So that's one of my faves right now. Because I think it's looking juicy and the timing is right.
I like the chart. I like what you're thinking there,
Same,
smart.
same. Another gaming. So this is VanEck Gaming ETF. So when I looked up the ETF, I was like, I like pulling up ETFs because for anyone who doesn't want to like, do a lot of DD, which you should because we're not financial advisors. But if you don't want to, ETFs usually have a bunch of people who've done some for you. Nice upside in it. Okay, LNW. Light and Wonder. I didn't know this one before, but then when I saw what their chart has done, I got to know them real quick. I was like, holy crow.
Wow.
Well done. Right? Look when it skyrocketed from 2020. It
Crazy.
went from like nothing, $5 to $90.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
Right. So it turns out what they did was they're a casino, but then they went hard on the online casino when the pandemic started. So that's what contributed to their crazy rocket up. But now that casinos are open again, they're operating both and they still have good users on both.
That's juicy. LNW. All right, Amanda, we've got 9 minutes.
Oh, okay. But the rest are similar. But again, I think this is our money makers right now. NGMS, check this baby. 2021, they had, yes, Neo Games. $73.75 during the pandemic.
See, these are the charts I like, not buying something at 52-week highs and all-time highs. These are the types of charts I like. Good
and they've
find.
already popped off their low.
Good find.
Thank you very much. I'm quite liking this one as well. Their earnings are August 9th, but it was the last time they had earnings that popped them off that low. So don't say I didn't warn you. Okay, these guys pretty much same different pile. They're pretty much in Las Vegas, but a few other places. But for a Las Vegas style and gaming stock, pretty impressive to have a 4.75% dividend.
Nice. Loving the dividends.
So, right. And earnings were coming up, but when? Oh, today. So
wow.
they have earnings today. So let's wait on that. LYV, Live Nation Entertainment.
I like this one. These guys do live concerts. I really like this one. These guys have been killing it.
Exactly. And they have like another 30%-ish in them.
Wow.
Right. Because I mean, they only went down because people were not going to concerts anymore. And now they're going and they're going in full force.
Oh yeah, concerts are killing it right now.
Their earnings are tomorrow. I don't think those are going to be the earnings that are going to rock the world. I think the next earnings after that are going to be their world rockers. But still, I mean, this is a clear, if you're looking at reversal patterns, it doesn't get any juicier than that. Right?
Oh yeah, it's clear trend reversal right there.
Right there. Perfect W. So don't say you weren't warned, but they're about to report. MSGS, they report on August 17th. Moneymaker coming, it's Madison Square Gardens.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Madison Square Gardens reports on August 17th, their last report. So post-pandemic, right? Because everybody started to go back out again. They had a really nice boost. So I'm sure they will again because they've been the busiest throughout all the summer. So
For
all their
sure.
ticket sales all summer long are already going to be here, right?
Yep.
So anyways, don't say I didn't warn ya, but it looks like we're going to have a nice bump on that in the next couple weeks. I didn't even realize Madison Square Gardens was a public company.
I didn't either until now.
You're welcome. I was looking at like the top entertainment stocks, like concerts and all these kind of things. And I was digging deep and I was like, wow, there's some juice in here.
Yeah, Madison Square Gardens is also known for sporting events. Like I think the
Yeah.
Knicks play there, the New York Knicks, and I don't know if the New York Rangers play there or not, but it's
There's a
mainly known
bunch.
for entertainment and sports.
Right. And merch. They make a lot of money on merch. I was looking at their revenues. They kill it.
Oh, wow.
Look at Eventbrite. Again, same. It's an online ticketing sales to all different events. They're looking pretty juicy. They're reporting on August 3rd, which means they got their ticket sales from the summer. Nice, clear reversal pattern, but wicked upside on them.
Yes, those are American stocks that we're talking about.
Yes, which you can still trade them. You just pay a little conversion fee. Warner Music, had to bring it out. Now, anyone who owned AT&T got this as a spinoff, didn't you? Was it?
No, it wasn't this one.
Oh, either way, they're setting up to do well, believe it or not. I didn't really think, I thought the music industry wasn't doing well because everyone pirates, like I do as well.
It was Warner Brothers. I don't know if it's the same one, Warner Music. Maybe
it says Warner Music.
Probably the same one then.
So just wanted to tell you, this chart looks juicy AF to me.
Interesting.
Juicy.
Yeah, because it was around $24 or something, or $27. So it might be that one actually.
Okay, but how about this one? Do you know TME?
What is that?
Have you heard of Tencent before?
Yeah, Tencent. That's the Asian company, right?
Well, they're not even just the Asian company. Yeah, and I always knew them as the Asian company as well. But I did some more digging into them when I was making this list.
Aren't they into gaming? Tencent is into gaming.
Yeah, they're into everything.
Okay.
They're into everything. So Spotify has a almost 50% stake into them.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's big.
Not only that, they own 3 of the top music producing companies in China.
Nice.
Something else. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
They own WeChat.
Oh, WeChat. Wow. Okay.
Yes.
That's the app that Elon Musk is trying to.
That's the app that all of China operates on.
Yeah, and Elon wants to be like the WeChat of the world with Twitter. And he just changed Twitter to X now. You know that, right?
Yeah, but I'm not updating my app, so mine still has a Bluebird, and I'm keeping it that way. Yeah.
Weird.
I'll show you a screenshot later. My Bluebird's still there. No one believes me. I'll show you it's legit.
That's hilarious.
So TME is the New York Stock Exchange version of Tencent, the entire Chinese company. It's already had a breakout. It's having like a mini pullback, and it looks like it could absolutely launch off here. So
oh, wow.
Don't say I didn't warn you, but that was like pretty intriguing to me to find that. Okay, Sony. The reason I had to bust out Sony is they always seem to come out with a new PlayStation around August time.
Yes, they came out with a new PlayStation. LeBron James was promoting it.
There you go. See, always. So I keep
LeBron James was promoting the new PlayStation. Very smart.
Yes, they always happen. And then because they always want to have them in the stores for the pre-orders before the American Thanksgiving comes. So that's why I always watch Sony around this time. So Sony looks like it's actually in a really good buy zone.
Yeah, I like Sony.
Yes. So there you go. A new PlayStation comes out. Everyone goes crazy for Sony. And we got a good 40% in it. So like, to me, that's a good coming up to Christmas present.
Amanda, we got 2 minutes.
It's so much exciting. Okay, I can do this. Okay. Now, about my little fast fact that I found earlier. with credit interest. If you get a new credit card now, because you never had one before, or you want a new one, if you got it last year, you pay 14% interest. If you get it this year, you're paying 24% interest. I cannot ever imagine having a credit card at 24% interest, or jump off a bridge.
Brutal.
Bless everyone who doesn't have one yet. But again, same reason that I said Sony is the same reason that I'm saying American Express, MasterCard, and Visa. Anyone who's ever been in our trading club knows that usually the summertime is the time that people don't think about their credit cards.
They just rack them up.
They rack them up and they don't think about it. And then we have interest rate hikes coming. Your credit card is getting more expensive, even though your rate's already 10% more than last year. They're getting even more expensive because Powell just dropped you a present today. And then you're going to have, when Sony releases the new PlayStation, you're going to go charge that on your credit card. Then when Christmas comes, you have no cash left. You're going to charge that on your credit card. So if you buy American Express and MasterCard and Visa, and you hang on to those until the Christmas reports, you can probably pay off a bit of your credit card.
And you know I love all three, and I've been talking about all three for years.
Yes.
And all three of them are at 52-week highs, folks.
But summer is always the best time to buy them, which means they're just going to go higher because everyone's going to live off the credit cards even more.
Okay, can I just get you to look at two more picks before we say goodbye? Disney and PayPal.
Okay.
I want you to look at the charts. Disney and PayPal. These are my gifts to you guys. Disney and PayPal. Out of all the stocks that are overpriced right now, which is a lot, okay, that I ain't touching because we're at 52-week highs, all-time highs, overbought, crazy market melt up. The market did finish green, by the way.
It was PayPal and what was the other one?
PayPal and Disney. We have now got green 13 days in a row in the Dow Jones. Bitcoin's going back up. We're now at 29,400. And I just want to remind everyone that Rich TV Live is strictly for information and education purposes. Please do your due diligence and do your research before you invest in anything we talk about or discuss. Past performance is not always an indication of future results. And I'm an investor, and so is Amanda, just like you. We're not licensed. So don't go and buy something just because we talk about it, because we talk about lots of stocks.
I think these are great picks.
But these are two that I'm thinking about buying myself.
I think they're at sick entries. Both of them are at sick entries.
Yes.
Like that's a bottom. That's a clear bottom.
So and I'm just PayPal, literally waiting for earnings.
I think PayPal is a long way to go now. So I agree. That's a clear bottom on PayPal since 2018. So
yeah, these are the types of charts I'm looking for in a sea of stocks that are up, like Meta and Nvidia and Apple and Microsoft and Google and Tesla. I already bought and sold all those. So now
I know, but now it's that these ones are at the bottom and
that's right. So now I'm like, what are the big companies that haven't gone up yet?
Yeah.
PayPal and Disney. Those are two of my gifts to you, the people that are watching here today.
Well done.
And Amanda, thank you for all of your picks. I got a big list here that I wrote down. Thank you so much, Amanda. All your picks, your dividend stocks, your oil and gas stocks, your casino stocks, your credit card stocks. Great ideas, great picks, all of them. Thank you so much, Amanda, all the way from Mexico. And for all of you guys that are watching, if you're not winning, you're probably not watching, because we bring in the winners, bring in the news, chart analysis, CEO interviews, trending topics, and we bring it to you first. Thank you once again, Amanda, for manning the charts like usual every single week. And this is Stocks and Stacks episode number 10. We are clearly in a bull market in stocks and crypto.
This doesn't stop.
Bull all year. We've been bullish all year, and we'll keep you updated. We'll be back in a week to tell you what's going on. Thank you for watching, everybody.
Watch that picks list tomorrow, guys.
Have a great day, everybody. It's your host of the most, your boy Rich from Rich TV. Amanda, have a great day.
Peace.
And I'm out. Peace.